Good morning and welcome to BS with Becca. It's not what you're thinking. Today, BS is beautiful solidarity. I'm actually quoting a woman named Ethel Roberts who said beautiful acts of solidarity in reference to what she is seeing right now being done by the Irish people on behalf of the Navajo and other Native American nations here in the United States in this epidemic. Ethel Roberts is head of a funding campaign for Native Americans because they are suffering so much from this epidemic. But I want to give you a little history to understand, so we all can better understand the story behind this beautiful act of solidarity. And that's, first we have to go back to the 1830s. In the 1830s, you'll remember from your history lessons, it's the Trail of Tears, when many Native American groups here in southeastern United States were forced off of their land and into northern New Mexico and surrounding areas. And this included both the Choctaw and the Navajo nations. Now that was the 1830s. However, in the 1840s, the Irish potato famine occurred, and remarkably, the Choctaw and Navajo and other nations thought and heard about what was happening in Ireland. And I want to read you a quote from someone at the time from a book called The Long March. I am half blind, but when I close my eyes, the faces of the dead come to me through the blackness. We have walked the trail of tears. The Irish people walk it now. We can help them as we could not help ourselves. Our help will be like an arrow shot through time. It will land many winters from now, to wait as a blessing for our unborn generations. So this was the feeling of the Choctaw at the time, to wanting to help the people in Ireland who were suffering. They raised $170, which was a huge amount in 1846, and it included food and blankets and other relief supplies, and they sent it all to Ireland on behalf of the people who were suffering from the potato famine. And this is remarkable when they had just gone through what they had only 10 years, 12 years before. And in fact, this has always been remembered by the Irish people. In 1919, the president of Ireland, he's the one on the left, and I won't even say his name, I would butcher it totally, it's a beautiful Irish name. He came to thank the Native Americans. Here he is with the Choctaw tribe in that time. And then also in County Cork in 2017, this beautiful sculpture was built. You'll see it's 8 feathers in the shape of a feeding bowl. And the title of this sculpture is Kindred Spirits. So the Irish people continue to remember what the Native Americans did for them almost 200 years ago, and now they are repaying it. And this is really interesting how this developed. It actually was a post on Twitter, a tweet. Now, you know, I'm not really a big Twitter person, and I don't know if you are, but I find it usually when I go on it, there's a lot of negativity and people, strange things that I'm not interested in, but it's really remarkable. It can also be for the good. So I have to revise my thinking that beautiful solidarity can actually happen through Twitter. It was actually an Irish woman heard about this funding campaign by Ethel Roberts, and she tweeted about it to her Irish friends. And since then, that was probably about 6 weeks ago, they have Irish people just in donations of 10, 20, or 50 pounds, euro, are giving $2.7 million to Native Americans suffering from this virus. And what's really sad is that after New York and New Jersey, the Navajo Nation is the one suffering the most, has the most cases of this virus. And you see, this is on top of the fact that they already live in horrible conditions. 40% of people on Native American reservations don't have water. 10% don't have electricity. They were to have gotten money right at the beginning of the virus from the government, and the government refused to give it to them, and they had to actually sue to get it from our government. So it's so wonderful that in this time of need, the Irish remember their gesture long ago, and are now returning that beautiful act of solidarity. So that I hope we can all now hear this story and remember that even when we are in need, we still can find the resources to reach out to others in need and copy these beautiful acts of solidarity. First by Native Americans to the Irish, and now the Irish to them. So that's my BS for today, beautiful solidarity. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time on BS with Becca.